And they keep doing it.
And they keep doing it like, oh, you won a Super Bowl because you cheated and like you don't just go out there and just do your best and go out there and practice. No, you gotta like try to get every strategic
cut corners,
advantage. You want to do everything but the straight up and honest thing.
And I think what else makes it topical is the fact that all the issues going on with
caught.
Well, besides that, I'm saying with MLB, you got the Houston Texans. Astros. I'm sorry. The Astros
emphasis on the ass
who are hung up on essentially stealing signs for the past couple of years that they've been really good.
Blatantly stealing signs. Ever since they switched over to the American League, they were trash in the National League. But we're not going to talk about that, I guess.
But yeah,
this isn't a baseball podcast. But if it was,
you play to win the game.
Shout out to Arizona State. Shout out to them, being in a bowl game.
Which we'll get to in a little bit.
I'm going to kill the Pac-12.
But yeah, I mean, the Patriots situation, it's honestly not that big of a deal, but it's just another example of what everybody thinks about them, and it's just getting old and annoying. And
the Patriots are a perfect example of America in some ways. Dishonest, cheating, disingenuous.
But they get results.
They get results out the asshole. Like on some human centipede type results out the asshole. That consistent. And yeah. It's ridiculous. And they're also great, even though they can't beat teams with black quarterbacks on them. Number one defense, even though they ain't really played anybody other than like the teams they all lost to. Sorry. I'll stop. Bitch. I wasn't even expecting that. I didn't even know you had that sound effect.
So,
the Patriots are cheaters.
The next topic I want to talk about. Did you see the Clinton Portis and retired players?
Joe Horn is in there.
Investigation lawsuit that came across pretty much today. So essentially, what it is a bunch of former players, including Clinton Portis, including Joe Horn. I think they're actually charged with a bit more because I think they orchestrated it. So I think they're being charged with conspiracy in addition to what the group of 10 players is being charged with, which is essentially claiming
fraud?
It's fraud. It's fraud. They're being accused of fraud. But essentially what they did or are accused of doing is getting reimbursements for high-end,
medical supply,
physical therapy things that they needed as a result of their injuries from playing in the league. Because I guess there's a fund established by Gene Upshaw in 2006. And I'm paraphrasing. I'm probably missing a bunch of shit, but we don't have a fact checker. So if you want to be a fact checker, you can hit us up, touchdownsandtangents@gmail.com. If not, you can shut up.
Could you hit that button one more time? Bitch. Yeah, that part. That too. The buckshot is the warning shot. The next shot, the first two shots are warnings. The third one, that's your ass.
But yeah, so I think it was like $10 million they are accused of basically lying about, saying that they forged invoices, they forged other paperwork showing that they bought, hyperbolic chambers and oxygen masks and, sleep tech and all this other stuff that
which would all be useful for ex-NFL players because a lot of them are going to need that stuff
for sure. But I don't know, man.
Is it possible? And it's from what I've read. It's does it feel like they were just hustling the system? Because it feels like they were just hustling the system because they couldn't get benefits from the NFL because that lawsuit sold out a whole generation of players.
I mean, that's pretty much what I think it is. Like,
just saying.
Like, I get it. They probably legally did fraud, but
they probably used that stuff.
Legally, they're probably in the wrong, and they might get in trouble for this, and they probably will get in trouble for it. But
if it was a bunch of white
ethically, morally, do I have any qualms with it? Not really. Just because I know the pain that all these players are playing with. I only played 4 years, and I'm going through pain. So I can only imagine these players who played for 20 years. I'm talking their whole lives. I'm not just talking in the league, but 20 years of football.
And not just one sport.
And, 10 years of it at the highest level. Like, that's a lot, man. So I can imagine the pain. And you got to do what you got to do because, as it's been well documented how hard it is to really manage money when you're a professional athlete and you go from essentially the lower class to the upper class really overnight.
Being poor, because Clinton Portis was dirt poor.
Yeah, and he's talked about it. I mean, he took a lot of shit because he was one person who actually was like, they're just dogs. But he's like, where I come from, like,
oh, yeah.
I've seen that. I saw that. You saw that when you were 8 years old. Like,
but my thing is, now you're gonna get me mad about the whole Michael Vick thing.
Which we'll get to.
Because, bro, it was a misdemeanor. They rewrote the law as they were charging him. But I'm not even going to touch on the racial undertones. We'll get to.
We've talked about it.
I'm not even touching on the racial undertones, but it's bullshit. Like,
we've talked about it.
Like, PETA is literally, as Tom Looney said, just some asshole in a room somewhere with a printer. That's it. PETA doesn't do anything. But anyway, whatever. Shout out to me for getting Madden 2012 on the PS2 because that's the last Madden they made on PS2. I just bought it for nostalgic purposes. And man, Michael Vick's rating was nice.
Yeah, so pretty much just sum it up. It's an ongoing story we'll be paying attention to.
Yeah. And also, Clinton Portis was one of the people who got robbed by his former financial business partners. So it's another case of just like, man, when I see cats who financially got screwed over after they played and really are living paycheck to paycheck out here.
You totally just killed my transition, but it's all good.
It's sad. But speaking of killing, your transition, go ahead.
Football in the East Bay.
Tom Bennis. Tom Bennis.
The final game of the Oakland Raiders.
Shout out to Marcus Peters and the Baltimore Ravens for getting another win against the Jets.
Is slated to happen this Sunday versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. No, not an AFC rival, AFC West rival that they've been playing for 60 years. The fucking 4-8 Jacksonville Jaguars.
Well, at least DJ Chalk won't be playing. He's their best receiver. But they do have Chris Conley.
I'm just mad. I was just mad in general when I looked at the schedule and saw that. That was some bum-ass fake shit. But whatever.
The NFL hates Oakland and the Davis family.
Whatever.
We've been over this already.
Whatever. I think that keeps the prices down so at least, the real community can go out there and support their team one last time as they have for the past 20 years and essentially giving the team all the
love and support.
But not just that, but the clout.
Economic base.
They've essentially built a brand off the East Bay, the blue-collar workers, the consciousness, the soul, everything that is Oakland is the Raiders. And
everything that is the Raiders is Oakland.
Yes, both ways. Oakland is at the foundation of the Raiders.
Yeah, not the other way around. The Raiders aren't the foundation of Oakland. Sorry.
They're a big part of it, though. They're part of the story.
No, my mother's from West Oakland, and trust me,
they're a big part of the story, though, too. They ascended.
Oakland was a place before the Raiders existed. I'm gonna have to disagree with you.
But it ascended at corresponding times.
It grew in fame.
It didn't just grow in fame; like it grew as the team grew.
Oakland
like the team
was its own culture before
the team grew. The team grew. It got a stadium.
They had the Golden State Warriors.
Have a stadium before.
They had the Golden State Warriors back then.
They didn't have a stadium though. They had a 22 seat arena that was even worse than what the Coliseum is called. I get what
you're saying.
Yeah,
let's not act like the Raiders built Oakland.
I'm not saying that. They built
with Oakland.
I never said that. That's what I said. I said they grew together.
I'm just stating because for people who are listening, I know some people from Oakland who are hotheads. Oakland people have a tendency to be. We're passionate.
Bro, life in Oakland is still going to move on. Like, football fans, they're going to have a choice. Do they follow the team? Do they become Niners fans? Do they become Rams fans? Chargers fans?
Is the only option.
Trust me.
Seahawks fans.
I'm kidding.
They're gonna follow.
Who the hell's
the
coming
team.
a Seahawks fan in Oakland?
I'm just saying they have a choice, right?
To root for the A's.
It's a crossroads, or you can just not watch football and just be an A's or
Hey,
probably not
Oakland,
a Warriors fan. But.
Sell out all the Oakland high school football games. That's how you fix that problem. Just tailgate at Oakland high school football games.
My point is,
Support your local schools.
I forgot what my point is because you interrupted me like 4 times.
Technically, no, I don't think you forgot your point. You'll remember it.
Well, hopefully,
Oakland
we'll
built the Raiders helped build up the cachet and the lore of Oakland.
No. Okay, that's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say life in the East Bay is gonna going to move on without the Raiders. Like, you know, people are gonna.
It already has.
People are still gonna. Yeah, people are still gonna live their lives. People, you know, they're gonna figure out what they're gonna do with that large ass fucking lot when there's no professional
Oakland
teams there.
And like living by the Coliseum and like that's like been a part of my like life, and to see how much like revenue it has brought to Oakland, it's going to be sad to see like, oh fuck, like they're like the definite change that's going to happen. Like every time I go back, it's already changed no matter what. But now it's just like, okay, this is just the catalyst to.
I think you can
going.
even just see it on the workers' faces because like they just like look grouchy. Like they didn't look like that before. Like it wasn't like that before though.
I know,
like,
yeah. When I was younger, I remember going to a Raiders game with my dad.
People
when I was younger,
like
and it was
the first couple games I went to, like all the service people were like mad happy. But either way, I get it. I mean, life is still gonna move on, so I'm not worried about it. It's still just really, really sad and depressing when you really think about
the spirit of that place is gonna be gone though.
Yeah, for sure.
Unless they have like high school championship games there. They're
gonna tear down. They're gonna tear down the stadium.
Nah, because the A's still play there.
But the A's aren't gonna play. The A's are gonna tear that down and get it rebuilt.
Well, they're not leaving that spot. That's what I'm saying.
Allegedly, but who knows? They could move to San Jose too. There's been talks about them moving.
Move to San Jose so you can die in purgatory and no one will remember you. They'll talk more about Stanford football than they will the San Jose A's. On God and my whole family.
They'll probably just be Northern California A's.
That's not even Northern California, bro. That's the Bay Area of the Bay Area. No, that's like the Bay Area of like the upper north, but not quite the north. It's like you're on your way north.
So what's north to you?
They're like a side city.
What's north?
Like San Jose is like a side city.
What's Northern California to you?
Well, technically San Jose is North California.
That's what I'm saying.
But like,
Northern California.
This is how I see it.
They're not like North California.
Once you get to the 5, like when you're on the 5, and once you see the 580 and you see that's when you're North.
Yeah, so like Fresno.
No, you do not see 580.
That's the Central Valley, damn near.
Yeah,
but I mean, like after the Central Valley, like
Fresno love to claim they.
Once you start seeing Los Banos and you start seeing Modesto and Tracy, then you're in NorCal.
So Sacramento.
No, Sacramento's way further.
It's way further.
Is
it?
Yes,
that's like an hour. That's like an hour inland. That's like saying.
I guess.
That's like saying.
I don't know, man.
Okay, that's like saying LA
I've spent
and San Bernardino.
so many hours of my life trying to forget that I'm on the fucking 5 freeway. That
it happens.
I don't know.
Okay,
like, there's a cool 200 miles of nothing where I just black out.
As you should, but that might be Barstow. I'm kidding.
No, that's on the other side.
I know,
that's 15.
I know. I just wanted to shit on Barstow.
Bakersfield. I do that all the time.
Yeah, that's the same shit. But there's actually some dope shit there. There's actually like
if
you go to the Mojave Preserve, there's some dope shit in the Mojave Preserve. Definitely go to the Mojave Preserve.
So let's say you're taking PCH, and eventually you get to a point where there's like a bunch of fruit stands and like farms. That's kind of Northern California for those of y'all who have taken that route.
That sounds more like the Central Valley, but
I'm talking about like. It's a certain route you take. It's like on the freeway. You can get off and get to the Central Valley, but once you keep going, you get to a certain point, and you're almost, but not. You're like 100 miles from San Francisco. Then it's like, okay, this is technically Northern California. The nice part, the countryside. There's some countryside that is technically Northern California, but San Jose is only Northern California in location. It's not like they want to claim it. San Jose wants to be its own thing. San Jose wants to be San Pedro so bad. Like San Pedro is technically the South Bay, but it's really on like a whole other side of a bridge. Like we don't hop up and down for San Pedro like that.